In reflection to Criterion 9, which is respond effectively to the diverse language and cultural experiences and the varied strengths, interests, and needs of the individuals and groups of learners. Basically, I think my age really helps me in this, and that the difference in age is not huge. And I remember being sat in class and being taught things that have no relevance to my life and being completely disengaged and completely uninterested in what was being taught. And so to me personally, it's really, really important that what I am giving the girls and what we're learning about is actually going to be important to them and that they can actually be invested in it. So for example, my year 11 kind of plan for the year this year, there's an assessment in there for close viewing, which usually looks at advertising, which is fine, but the girls were never hugely engaged in it. They could do really well, but I think they didn't love it, and they weren't inspired by it. It didn't light a fire in them. So this year I decided to do it looking at music videos, and looking specifically at music videos by people like Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar and West Coast Rap, looking at people like Nicki Minaj, and looking about how their identity as celebrities affects the music videos that they made. And so this was kind of something that the girls actually knew. They could use their prior knowledge, they could use the things they see on Facebook, they could use the huge amount of music that they're listening to, the fact that they're constantly listening to Spotify, to actually help them when they're understanding and get them enthusiastic about it. And they were able to bring, their favourite artists, or look at those kind of music videos that really kind of lit up on social media. So things like Taylor Swift, Look What You Made Me Do, or even Anaconda. Just discussing these things that actually they're seeing pop up on their newsfeed all the time made it so much more interesting than here's this Volvo ad for a car that you know nothing about. And I think that for them makes it really, really, attainable and actually tangible, and something that they feel like they're learning for a reason, rather than why we just sat in English class learning about nouns and verbs in books. I also have kind of taken other people's units, so the Māori hip hop unit for year 7s. I did it the original way the first time, and then I have adapted that unit so that I don't have to listen to Poye on repeat, because for my own mental sanity that's a bit much, but also I think using music and videos that are more relatable to kids now. So songs from like 2015, the Newsstand Walker song, looking at the way that Māori have actually adapted as well and continue to make their music and their dance relevant in today's society. It's very easy to kind of look at something from the 80s and go, yeah, but what's changed? And so I think making sure that the kids are understanding actually, okay, this is something that's now and relevant, and it is important that we learn about it, because if we don't learn about it, we don't understand, what's going on as we go forward. So I think just making sure that actually what we're teaching is relevant, and that, I can see the thing it says talking about uses technologies, making sure that you are using technology that the kids know how to use and that they want to use. So things like my notes for teaching film this year was on a shared Google Doc. The entire class wrote all of their notes on this Google Doc. So basically that means that those kids that are struggling, or kids that aren't there, or anyone that just kind of wants to see something a little bit different from their own notes, they have it all there, it's all available to them. And actually they seem to have been much more successful in that unit. So I think, I'm hoping that as I grow older, I can try and stay in touch with kind of those things that the kids know, because at the moment, we're very much in the same generation. But obviously in 10, 20 years' time, that will all change, and I guess it's one of those things I will have to keep reflecting on as to how do I stay relevant, and how does my teaching stay relevant.